This might get weird.
What'd you just say about balls, Grace Helbig?
I said they're hot from what I know, from what people with balls have said, and the weather outside is hot. So to make a beautiful poetic metaphor, I said it's hot as balls. Well,
are we rolling? Are we rolling? Okay, cheers, Grace Helbig.
Cheers, Mamrie Hart.
Oh man, I love phrases that have balls in it.
Well, that's okay. I mean,
also, you can also say it's cold as balls because balls are they're the chameleons.
Balls are the nest of the body system, like
the nest
that you install in your house, and you can regulate it.
They're
Also,
pretty impressive because they can get so long and dangly, but then also they can straight up fucking disappear.
They're basically a body critter. Like they're
like
a whack-a-mole.
1 second they're a punching bag, the next they're like 2 oversized grape nuts.
Yeah, it's like when you went to the zoo as a kid and you just wish the meerkats would come out or the gophers would come out.
And then they're like, retreat. Oh man,
well,
it is hot as balls. It's finally warm in LA.
Yeah, well, that's funny. I have this tab that's been open on my computer from last week that a late night Grace was really curious about where the phrase dead ass came from.
See, I don't think I've ever used dead. Like
I've never used dead ass.
Can I use it in a sentence to see if I'm doing it right?
Yeah.
If, let's say, I, rolled my eyes at someone and wanted them to see it and be like, I dead ass rolled my eyes in his face. Is that what it means? Like, I legit, because I say legit a lot.
There's a bunch of people who are concerned on where it comes from. I started to do some research and then I was like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this?
And also, it would only be Urban Dictionary, right? You're not going to find a New York Times article on dead ass.
I found a Daily Dot article all about dead ass. So.
In that daily.uk?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
No .com. So dailydot.com.
No, but I mean, it's from the UK, or is that an American publication?
I'm not totally sure, but they say that dictionary.com offers an entry for dead ass that says, quote, slang for seriously. So you're right.
Yeah.
That's what it means. But it's,
wow.
Yeah. There's a whole, I don't need to go into it, but I was just like, dead ass is such a funny word to me. Like, you're dead ass.
Have you ever been sitting and your ass falls asleep?
Yeah, that's what I was hoping to find as the definition for dead ass. And instead it was like a little bit more weird. Oh yeah.
No, I use the phrase legit, and I think I'm to the point where I'm doing it too much. But I don't think people use it enough because I was super into the MC Hammer song "Too Legit to Quit."
Right, that's what I'm like. I feel like that's made rounds. Like that has longevity. That phrase.
Yes, it does. And
or that word.
I thought you were going to say that song, and I was going to agree.
Oh, also, the musicality of that song is like you can't compare.
You had the little hand symbols, the two, and then you do the L to quit. I did. That was on my repertoire of. I've talked about this before. How 3rd through 5th grade, probably, for show and tell, when people would bring stuff, I would just bring a choreographed dance.
You're like, my show and tell is an experience for you.
Absolutely. I did Too Legit. I got sent to the principal's office for doing Let's Talk About Sex.
Oh my God.
I did Black Sheep. But my favorite is I would do the dances. And when they were really good, I kind of did it like, hey, if the song's still on the charts, I'm coming back with the same dance next week. So I did the theme to Addams Family by MC Hammer. The No, but he did a remix.
Oh.
They do what they want to do, say what they want to say, live how they want to live, play how they want to play, dance and they want to dance, kick and they suffer for an Addams Family. And I did that for like 8 weeks until eventually everyone in class was like, we've seen this.
But you're like, if it's not, this is solid gold.
Right. If the jazz shoe fits, keep jazzing.
When you guys grow up and you watch stand-up comedians, they do the same jokes everywhere they go.
Thank you very much. So how are you, Grace Ann Helbig?
I'm good. I'm good. I've had like a weird week, but not like I mean, we've had a weird week, but not I don't have a ton of stories to share.
Right.
But how are you? You are literally recording this on the precipice of about to get on a plane to go to Hawaii.
Yes. Okay. I have been I'm going to say the crazy story, a very very abridged one.
Let's get it out there because it was a major moment for both of us mainly you for last week.
But and then we'll get into my Operation Get Hot in 2 days for Hawaii. operation, say you're going to diet for 2 months, but then you just get a spray tan.
That's me for every test and midterm I've ever had.
Yes.
I'll study a little bit over time. Nope, I got 48 hours.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Totally. I cram to get hot. I cram for vacation. Okay, since you brought up the nest thing, and guys, this isn't me telling Grace a story because we actually experienced this together.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are so many, as we know from Nextdoor app, car break-ins.
Yes.
In our neighborhood now. Like, people stealing stuff from cars, people stealing catalytic converters, whatever that is. It sounds like Back to the Future.
And people, my Ring doorbell got stolen the other week.
Right, like they're stealing the things that are supposed to protect you from stealing.
Yeah.
So I decide that I'm going to get, well, actually, Chip decided he was going to get a Nest security system.
Yes, which I think is, you lived here for a few years, and I think that that's a good idea.
Absolutely, especially because remember I said I had the homeless guy sleeping in my bushes 2 days before this happened. Okay, so long story short, everybody, I get a security system installed. Poor guy. Okay. So Chip was out of town. Chip researched forever. You know, he's one of those people who really like goes thorough on shit. What we needed. So he was like, we'll get a camera here and a camera here or whatever. Walks me through it, you know, sends me a video to watch, all the things. So I'm prepared. I'm in charge of load in.
Right.
Essentially.
Right.
The dude, so nice, Armando. The dude does everything, drills into the house, does the wires, like is on ladders, putting wires in the attic, like all this stuff. He finishes, and then I go, oh, where's our little like key thing for the security system? He looks at the paper and he goes, oh no. I go, what, Armando? What? He was like, I just installed the complete wrong thing. I was like, whoa, fuck. Like, I had one job.
And you're like, it's not even your fault. It's my fault for not realizing that this was the wrong thing.
Yeah, like I didn't check in or like anything. And so we realize it's the wrong thing. It's like actually way more expensive. Okay. So he's like freaking out, and we're leaving to go do a radio interview with Michelle Collins,
which by the way was the funnest,
the best.
Episode.
We got to fill them in what happened.
Yeah.
But so he does it. I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I have to go to this radio interview. Like, I haven't even had time to walk my dog. I didn't know how hands-on I was going to be needing to be here. So I was like, can you please come back tomorrow when my boyfriend is here, and like, so you guys can figure it out? Because I ain't trying to like fuck it up twice. You know what I'm saying?
You're like, now, can you just add the other one on top of it?
Yes.
Now you have 6 security systems.
Now I'm just Fort Knox. Now I'm just like a voyeur cam house. Yeah. So anyway, so I leave. I go to the radio interview. I get a text right before we go in that's like from my dog walker, not Mary, a different one. That's like, I can't get to your house. There's police tape everywhere. And I was like, holy shit. We do the interview. It's so much fun. I block it out. I come back. Long story short, y'all, my guy who's installing the security system leaves the house and gets like attacked by a guy with a knife, but he doesn't get them.
He gets chased.
He gets charged and chased, and other people do, and the cops came in. It was a whole thing, and it ended up like kind of tragic, long story short. But I couldn't get into my house for 8 hours because it happened right in front, and it was full red detective tape.
Yeah.
Grace sits with me at the bar and drinks martinis at 3 p.m. because that's what fucking friends do.
Well, I was in the parking lot with you when you got all these texts, which are
crazy. It was
impossible to process what the actual fuck is going on.
Yeah, Chip is sending me screen grabs of our Nest security system installation guy going, hey dude, I got attacked by a dude. The cops are here. Someone got shot. But and I'm like, it's so casual. I know that Chip is like, oh my God, that's crazy. And the guy responds, I'll see you tomorrow. Thumbs up emoji. I was like, what? He's still being held for questioning.
I know. And I know it's going to sound like we don't like
flippant.
We're going over it really casually. We sat at a bar for 4 hours. Mamrie was like crying at the bar. We were talking to another woman that lived down your street that was like, happened to walk in. That also, was like, I can't get to my house.
Here's the thing is I was just scared for Beans because
that's the big issue. Yeah.
Because we'd had security cameras for nary 2 hours, and I could see that my doors were open to my gates. And so I was like, did anyone fuck with my dog? I rush up to those police officers. Like truly, like my child was ripped from my hands. I was like, but my dog is in there, like bawling to the stone-faced police officer where he's like, ma'am, there's a huge crime that happened here. There's 50 cops. There's like 8, news cameras. And I'm like, there's a 5-pound dog that has not had human interaction in 4 hours.
And yes, she's probably just sitting in the same spot that I left her.
She had no idea.
I don't know that for sure.
But here is when we talk about like reviews of a product, the craziest like review ever. You go, I'll get a security system just in case I might need it. Cut to, I haven't been in my house in like 8 hours. Chip gets back from the airport. We're 2 blocks over from my house, sitting on the back of his truck. He lights up a joint. He's like, I'm fucking smoking a joint. And I'm like, yeah. And I've had 3 martinis and we're chilling. And then I get a notification on my phone that there's been activity on my camera. This camera that I just learned how to use 2 minutes earlier. I open it up. And it's my front door, and it's fucking 2 LA detectives in suits. God. So Armando had taught me how to do it. So I talk and I go, hi, detectives. It's me. I live here. Do you need me? It's me. I live here. Do you need me for the questioning? Like, it's like 2 like gruff, like full, like central casting detectives.
Right. It's like, this is what you see in movies. And you're like, how do I respond to this?
Like the fisheye lens of a detective, just like, ma'am, like peeking in your house.
Like just 2 men in black showing up.
So then I say where I am, and they're like, we'll come meet you. And then I realize my boyfriend's just smoking a J. So I was like, I'll come meet you, sir. I know you are very busy.
I know where you are. I know where I live.
So eventually I meet him. They question me for like a second, and then they're like, you can go in your house, just don't leave for 3 hours.
Okay.
But then Armando comes the next day.
That's what I can't believe. I can't believe that
chill
guy
as hell.
That guy came back the next day and was like, I still have a job to do. Like, kudos to him for either like compartmentalizing the trauma that probably happened to him that day, and also just wanting to do a good job, because I could tell when you told me the story that he clearly was upset before any of this happened.
Well, he felt bad that he had installed the wrong thing.
Oh my God.
He was, MVP, but it was really just like a lesson in perseverance.
Wow.
And like, just the irony that like I got cameras installed, and the first time I looked at them, there were 2 detectives at my front door.
And you have that footage saved on your security device.
I do. It's crazy. Can I put it on Patreon? Is that legal?
You might have to blur out their faces. Also, because they run what's legal and not legal. Maybe they're not the best.
Yeah, maybe I don't do that.
But dude, I left you from that bar because I was like, I also have a dog at home that I should go check in on. I'm going to go. And I was just like so in this story and like constantly refreshing to see if there were any updates online of like what the specifics were, because at that point we had no real specifics, just like conspiracies about like what actually happened. And so I was refreshing, then finally went home, and on my way home I like ordered booze to get delivered to my house because I was like, I don't have anything, and I'm like stressed out by proxy for you. And like I get home and like getting back to like doing some stuff, and then like the guy that delivers it shows up, and I'm just kind of frazzled, so I'm just like not even thinking about anything.
And what was it, like a bottle of vodka?
Yeah, it was like a bottle of vodka and like a bottle of whiskey for Elliot, because he was like, I was texting him.
Yeah, he was also in it.
And he was trying to like, he wanted to make sure that we were okay and everything was fine. So he was coming over after he was done volunteering with these wonderful special needs children that are adults at the Born to Act Players. So I was like, you go do the great human thing that you do, and I'll be fine. And then open my gate, and the guy just kind of looks at me. He's like a middle-aged man, and he was like handing me the bag, and like you have to give him your ID, and he was like, your stuff is your stuff came up in my queue. And I was like thinking that he was talking about your
Amazon
liquor,
packages,
like the delivery, because it was through like Amazon. And I was like, oh, okay. And thinking like he got my order wrong and was trying to explain to me like what
another Armando moment.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, like waiting for him to say like, oh, it didn't come up that you ordered Tito's or whatever, so I had to get something else. And I was like, okay, so out of it, just like wanting to like make the exchange.
Give me said booze.
And then he's just like, yeah, no, your stuff like came up in my. I'm a big fan. And I was like, oh, thanks, man, cool. And then like just gave me back my ID, and then I went back into my house, and I was like, I don't actually know what
products of yours are on Amazon?
I don't know. I think it's our movies.
Okay.
That came up in his queue. And because he's like, when I saw your name come up, I realized like, I know that girl from like the thing came up in the queue before. And I was like,
so like Dirty 30 or something.
Something like that. But I'm not still totally clear what the exchange was about. I just appreciated the gratitude. And like also was whiskey. Like, the last thing I wanted to do was have a conversation with like a human at that time.
It was
so I was like,
fucking crazy
I'm
day.
sure I looked like a goddamn deer in headlights going, huh?
Oh my God.
Okay. And I'm sure he was like fumbling over what to say, and like realizing he's not saying something that makes total sense to me. And so it was just like 30 seconds of like, huh,
Give me that move.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I had a moment like that went differently.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so I'm going on vacation in a couple hours. Going to Hawaii.
You'll see it all over the story.
You know it, because I need a vacation. I need a vacation where I'm not like going to finish a script or a book or like
true vacation.
True chill out vacation. But like I said, I did not prepare myself physically for this. I mean, if anything, I've gained weight by all the constipation. So
I mean, we've talked about laxatives here
we
before.
have. It was a couple weeks of weirdness. So I was scrolling through Instagram and I got caught in. We have a friend, Elizabeth Cott, who has a podcast that's so retrograde. That's all about like holistic stuff and like crystals and like treatments and shit like that. And I saw that she went to this place called The Tox. LA. That and then I also saw that Sarah Hyland and Wells Adams went, and you know they're my favorite couple on Instagram.
If they do anything, we have to do it.
We have to. And we have 2 bloodhounds being ordered right now. So it's like a place you get a massage that's not, it's not like for comfort. It's literally a massage to try to like de-bloat you.
Okay.
And to like get the toxins out.
Literally force the toxins out.
The tox. Right? So I get an appointment and I'm like, any little thing will help. Okay. Like, you know, my body's been fucking crazy. I'm about to be in a swimsuit for a week.
Right.
Let's go. So I go to the tox.
Oh, God.
And first of all, if you think I'm ticklish during a fucking pedicure.
Oh, no.
Because again, these were not like, this was not like soothing. This was like right on your groin. She's pressing.
No, see,
and I'm like...
That's what I couldn't do. That I'm like, you don't know. Do you have like a tarp down? Because you don't know what might get forced out of my body.
100%. What's so funny? I know. Truly, like when I was flipped over and she was doing like the back of my thighs and stuff, I was like, she can see my butt clench, so I don't fart on her right now. Because it tickled so bad. I was like, you can clearly see the butt cheeks clenching. They're in your face. You might want to go a little lighter. She did this thing. I flipped over. She did this like stomach movement where she was like pressing, because it's like to get everything to move.
Right.
You could hear the water and the water moving through my body like a weird like water park slide.
Oh my God.
I was laughing. It was like...
Oh, no. It's like the noise that a dentist makes in your mouth when they're swishing out the excess water.
The like, the
that
sucky
suction
thing.
Yeah.
The sucky thing.
You know, that technical term.
That sucky thing. So, I mean, I guess it helped. But here, well, first of all, so this is what happens. Sorry. This is what happens. I'm leaving and I'm checking out. I'm like talking about, you know, everything's so great. And the woman at the front desk, she's like, oh, I'm the one who talked to you on Instagram, because I Instagrammed them and I was like, you have no appointments. Is there any way you can squeeze me in?
Oh, okay.
And they were like, oh yeah, we'll find a place. It's just, you know, sometimes on those apps, if someone reserves and then cancels, it doesn't reopen up. So I was like, is there by chance? So I came in and we're talking and she's like, oh, I run the Instagram. I was talking to you. And she's really smiley. And we're talking about the weird stomach part. And then she just goes, I got to say, I'm such a fan. And I go, aw. And she goes, of that part of the massage. Standing there and I'm just going, oh. I was like, how do I pivot? How do I pivot?
Best case scenario though.
So, but then I'm at that part of the massage and I'm just going, oh. And then I was like, I have to incorporate me just saying. And so then I'm like, yeah, it was really great. And like, oh, I just love it. Like, I'm like working.
I want her to know this is a vocal tick that I do. It wasn't a genuine response to her maybe knowing any of my body of work over the last 10 years.
I was just like, I guess I just make parrot noises while I talk. Oh, it's so embarrassing. So I keep going for like 10 minutes being like, I'm the toxin. Please squeeze me out of here. And then at the end, she was like, I'm also a really big fan of your work. Like, I love you and Grace and Hannah. And it was great, but I had already gone, oh.
You already used your one sentence. You already used your one. I mean, truly,
it was like of someone being like, I'm such a fan, and me being like, oh, of the Dodgers. And you're like, I gotta go.
Oh, what a season they're having.
So embarrassed. I was just like, how do I make her think that I just awe stuff?
Yeah.
So she doesn't think I'm so fucking narcissistic that I cut her off mid-sentence.
Wow.
It was so embarrassing. But so what also killed is I was like, ooh, maybe I'll see some results. And I'm leaving there like, just hydrate a lot today and don't drink for 48 hours. And I was like, no. I'm rushing home to get stuff ready for a game night. I was like, I drank a bottle of wine and like 2 martinis that night. I was like, well, it might have helped, but I might just be worse off than I started. So we did the toxin. I got some my eyelash extensions.
You got your eyelashes. You got your tan on. You are
I'm
primed
doing it.
and ready to go.
Eyelash extensions. They can. It's not a comfortable process.
That's the reason I haven't committed. I'll do hair extensions all damn day, but the eyes, I don't know. There's something that I think makes me feel like just having to sit that still with that much, like,
and then near my eyes, you're like taped and it's all crazy and like you can't open your eyes for an hour and it's like uncomfortable.
Ooh, see, I would have a panic attack.
Well, see, I was having a panic attack because I was there and I'm like blocking it out, you know, like just get through this, whatever. And I knew Mary was coming to walk Beans, and then I hear like, which means like there's the Nest notification. She's walking in.
Oh, I thought then like your car was dripping or something.
That was my colon still just leaking from my tox massage. No, and then my phone starts ringing, and I'm like, I have to. No. So I'm like, can I answer this? I can't answer the phone.
While your eyes are closed in the middle of
the middle of thing, because I know she's gonna, like, you know, she's high strung. She's married.
Yeah.
And so she was like, okay. I sit up. She pulls me back down. I like crack my eyes open and answer. And she's like, there's no leash here. Where's the leash? And I was like, I'm sorry. Fuck. It must be in my car. I fucked up. Will you just like let her outside and hang out with her? She's like, okay. And then literally the woman is like, has to redo it. My eyes are burning. I've got like glue seeping into my eyes. And then she starts to call back again, leaves a voice. I'm like freaking out. Like I can't open my eyes. It's basically, what was that Sandra Bullock movie that came out?
The Net.
You know, the one where everyone had their eyes, Bird Box.
Oh, yeah, that one.
So I'm full Bird Box, but luckily Mary just found one of my purses, ripped the strap off and used it as a...
Mary's a fucking MacGyver.
I said that to her. I go, okay, MacGyver. She was like, I found a purse. I took the strap off. She goes, Beans was just too mad at me for me not to walk her. She was livid.
They have a very, very equal part relationship where Mary's very affected by Beans's response.
She was when she was calling, and meanwhile, I'm like fully blind, like decrepit eyes. She's like, she's mad at me. She is not a happy camper right now. There is no leash, Mamrie. So anyway, so I got the eyelashes did because life hack.
Yeah.
When you're going swimming, I don't care how waterproof your mascara is. I always look like a raccoon.
But so
now I don't wear mascara when I have these.
They don't come out at all when you swim?
No.
That's so crazy.
They come out when your eyelashes naturally fall out.
Oh, okay. See, I don't even trust that because I've had hair extensions that after we've gone down to Palm Springs have fully fallen out. But that's chlorine, I guess.
You have like left extensions in your path, like Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah, they're my breadcrumbs. If you want to know what room I'm sleeping in the Palm Springs house,
look at the drain.
Yeah, just follow the little trail of tape-ins.
And then I also got a spray tan yesterday morning, which is always fun because it's
You're fully doing it.
It's just a woman who never sees you in clothes.
Oh, yeah.
When they arrive, I'm naked.
Yeah, I know. It's the crazy thing. You think about that, I guess, when it comes to like going to the gynecologist. Sometimes I think about that like on the way over. And then like, I guess for whatever reason, I don't think of it equally to like a person that does spray tanning. But I'm like, you've seen like cooters all damn day. You've seen cooters
all day.
You've seen cooters and weens all damn day.
Cooters all fucking day. And some balls. Because, well, first of all, this girl's been spray tanning me since Dirty 30. So like for 3 years.
Oh, wow.
She's never seen me in clothes.
Amazing.
I know about her life. I know about breakups. I know now she's moved in with her boyfriend. But she said last night that, or yesterday morning, she was like, I'm tired. I had to go spray tan someone after midnight because there was a guy who realized he was on a pride like a float the next day and was so pale and called her freaking out like, I'm a ghost.
An emergency.
I'm a ghost.
Like
Get to WeHo. Anyway, so I just rambled for an hour.
Hello, Grace Helbig here, one half of the This Might Get Weird podcast host, to tell you that this episode is sponsored by Care Of, which I am very excited because I genuinely love this company and what they do for me and have been doing for me. If you don't know, they're a subscription service that delivers vitamins and supplements customized for your specific health needs. You basically just take a short quiz and you'll answer questions about your diet, your lifestyle, your fitness, your health goals, but you got to be honest, because then they put together a personalized plan just for you. Look, summer is approaching. We've all come to the sad conclusion that our New Year's resolutions didn't go as planned. So now you get that new boost the second half of the year to try and get to that healthier lifestyle that you thought you would earlier in the year. And I think Care of might be a great way to help you do it. They have an online quiz, like I said, that asks you about your diet, health goals, lifestyle choices. It takes 5 minutes, and then you can find out your personal, scientifically backed vitamin and supplement recommendations. It's super easy and super helpful. For me, like, it can be really hard to know what kind of vitamins or supplements I should be taking, but they make it really easy to find out what makes sense for me based on the things that I want. Like I, in my vitamin pack, have stuff to help my hair grow, have stuff to help my gut digest, have stuff to help my energy levels. And everyone can customize it to, you know, however you honestly answer their quiz. Also, they have vegan and vegetarian supplements available to match your dietary needs and to ensure that you're getting the nutrients that you need for those specific diets. And you can modify your subscription at any time when your needs or preferences change. I've been using this for like a month and I love it very much. It gives me some sense of routine in the morning that I don't normally have on a healthy scale. So I cannot say enough good things about it. And you guys are, this might get weird, listeners can get 25% off your first Care of order if you go to takecareof.com and enter TMGW. Again, that's takecareof.com and enter the code TMGW. Like, if this unhealthy, dusty Muppet can get into a routine with this, you can too.
What's up with you?
Oh, not too much. I tweeted this the other day. Speaking of pride, I got a message. I check my Instagram DMs here and there, mostly now for like stuff for the podcast and like
to re-up Instagram stories,
and also for like free stuff sometimes because Tarte Cosmetics fully reached out to me and I am trying, even though I like drunkenly gave them the wrong home address to send shit to.
Oh my God,
and I realized it like a week later that I was like, how come I haven't gotten one of those like PR kits that all the beauty gurus get? And then I went back to my messages. You gotta be efficient on that.
That's how half of my stay in Hawaii is free, because I straight up just cold emailed someone and was I gotta get on that game while I'm relevant.
I gotta get on that game, and also when I am actually being assertive, have to provide the correct information.
Yeah, that too.
But yeah, I got a message on my DM that said like, I straight up saw Tim killing it on a parade at Boston Pride, and I was low-key starstruck, and I was just like screaming. I was a little like buzzy, and I was just like, this makes me so happy for him. And we Helbigs do not know how to dance, so I can imagine that he looked like a malfunctioning robot, just living his best life.
The whitest thing of all time.
Oh, I wished I could have seen it. I would have been so excited. Did you see this? I went on this morning because I didn't have like a ton of stories, just to be like, what's happening? Justin Bieber challenged Tom Cruise to a fight in the octagon.
Okay.
And this will probably be old news. Chip told me this last night. Yeah, it was last night that he tweeted out, I want to challenge Tom Cruise to a fight in the octagon. Tom, if you don't want to take this fight, you're scared and you will never live it down. Who is willing to put on this fight at Dana White? ?
Okay, we have so much to unpack.
First
of all, Tom Cruise will kick his ass.
Also, Tom Cruise doesn't need this.
Tom Cruise does not need this whatsoever. Like, why would he need to beat up some kid that's like 25 years younger than him?
Right.
But also, like, Tom Cruise does his own fucking stunts.
I know.
You're telling me he's not going to train like Muhammad Ali for this shit?
I was like, Tom Cruise literally did full helicopter like training for whatever the last like Mission Impossible was, so they didn't have to like CGI or like green screen him flying the helicopter in like that big gorge. Like, it's actually him flying. And like, Tom Cruise
commits.
Yeah, even if it's like happens in 2 months, like he will then become the best like UFC fighter
of all time. Truly, like, Tom Cruise is a Scientology fucking weirdo.
When he puts his mind to something, there's nothing that's getting in the way.
Also, I had a friend who was on like an extra on a movie with him back in the Disney, like we're talking 90s style. Okay. And from her and from other people, again, total, I don't understand Scientologists. Don't come for me, Church of Scientology, but like, you're crazy.
They're already parked outside with cameras on us.
Well, oh my God, let me check my nest. But he supposedly is the nicest person in Hollywood.
That's what I've heard.
Everyone is like, he knows every PA's name, every single person on set, he knows them by name.
And I've seen videos of him on panels down at Comic-Con, and he's like he learns all about the interviewer.
Yes.
He like has a genuine like presence and connection. So yeah, it's a weird dichotomy that he's got going on.
But I think it's because like if you really don't want to be asked about the thing that's controversial, if you're so nice that like people don't want to be like, but you're crazy, right? Or you can steer the conversation.
Sure.
Because if you know everything about everyone, they can't even get a question in.
That's true.
You know what I mean? It's a real good defense. Kill them with kindness, man.
It's very true. Also, my biggest confusion is why Tom Cruise? Also, he didn't at Tom Cruise, who I'm pretty sure.
Is Tom Cruise even on Twitter?
Yeah, and the last I checked, he was. Yes, and you know what his his bio is? This is years ago. Chester told me.
I think I've heard this.
Actor, producer, running in movies since 1981.
I do like running in movies
because it's a self-aware thing. Who knows if he did that or someone else on his team did it? But it's self-aware. He runs in every movie.
Tweet? Does he actually put up tweets?
Last tweet was January 14th, and it was the summer 2021 and 2022 Mission Impossible.
So he just puts up like, I've got a movie coming out in a year.
Yeah.
So what's the beef?
I don't
Between the Biebs and the Cruise.
Where's the beef?
Hold on. Do we think they maybe have like a project coming out and now this is, you know.
Are they going to do a fight movie?
Right.
And like this is like a little bit of a PR like.
Yeah, everyone's trying to do unique like announcements and PR moves. So maybe it's that.
Yeah.
Maybe Bieber plays Cruise's son.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm like, sorry. Now I'm
like, should I fill the space, Grace?
Yeah, no, sorry. I'm going through the article and reading the responses of other people. I thought Dana White had responded, but I don't think he has. But by Wednesday, when this comes out, this will probably be such old news. It was just funny that I went to BuzzFeed.com and it's the first headline that came up, and I was like, "This
Bieber
welcome to Monday, Helbig.
Welcome to Monday.
We're here."
Okay, so I want to know because we both did a couple weird things this past week.
Yes.
You went and stayed at a random hotel in Irvine for 2 nights with Elliot. How far is Irvine from us?
It's like an hour.
Okay,
it's a little bit past Anaheim, so it's not too like out of the way. But he just went on Hotels Tonight, wanted to get out of LA a little bit, and found the first hotel and booked it. And so I was like, I'll come down and hang out. It's not that far away, and it's Irvine. It's like,
I was gonna say, what's to do in Irvine?
That's a great question. I still don't have an answer.
You guys just took. It wasn't a staycation. It was a suburbcation.
Yeah, he loves pools, and it had like a really nice pool, and so that's all he needed to go. Fine, I'll book this. We drove around to try and find like a brunch spot on Saturday, and then we ended up at like the most suburban mall complex, like outdoor mall, like modern, like they've built it in all these like kind of art deco-y, like it had literally every store you could possibly imagine. Like if aliens came down and you said this is what suburbs are, you would just point them directly to Irvine, and that it's called like the marketplace,
and they'd be able
to
easily navigate it because it's so well thought out and urban planned.
It was literally everything there. It was just very silly. I drove down Friday night, and I was like kind of tired after driving down, and I thought it was going to be like a quiet hotel with like a pool or whatever. It was a fucking like DJ booth turned into a hotel when I got there. And I'm already tired from driving, and I just like got there and immediately was like, no, this is not what I wanted. There's like 12,000. It's kind of like a convention hotel too. Like they have like wedding receptions.
They got a lot of halls.
Yes. And so there's just tons of people there, and I like went straight through, and then like I'm getting on the elevator at like 10 p.m. on Friday night with all these like drunk people around me, and I just like I want to get up to his room, and then this one girl is like, "You do YouTube videos, right?" And I was like, "Uh-huh." And then I just like let her go into the elevator with her family and just like kind of pretended that I was holding back because I was like wearing my own merch, and I was just like, I don't want to have a conversation. I look like the asshole here.
That would have been the only thing that would have made my accidental better as if I've been wearing my own merch.
Oh, it was like so embarrassing. But then the next night we just kind of like hung out in the hotel lobby for a while, and because it's just like amazing people watching there, because it's such a weird, there's families with kids that are there for a pool, there's weddings and conferences happening, and then there's just people that this is their bar that they go to on a Saturday night.
Beans.
Beans
is barking at a bug.
Beans doesn't want anyone to speak ill of
she
Irvine.
Hates conventions.
But I was so bummed. I was so bummed because it was like 9 o'clock or so at the bar, and I realized when I came back I had to like leave to go do another podcast, and then I came back to the hotel, and when I walked in, all these women are in gowns, and I'm like, oh, there's a wedding reception, and then I was like, motherfucker, and I started looking up on my
wedding
phone.
Crash.
I was trying to look up a place that we could go because I literally only had sweatshirts and like sweatpants with me there. So I was like, if anything is open that has a dress, I want to go to there and get it and just walk into this wedding reception. That would be so fun.
We need to wedding crash.
I mean, it was the perfect hotel to do that. I wish that I had like, now I have that in the back of my mind. If I'm going to a hotel on a weekend that has the possibility of that happening, I might just have like my go-to like dress I pack in my bag just for emergency
Absolutely.
situations.
Have a backup reception dress, maybe a backup like ladies power suit in case there's like a fun convention of like, this is how you change your life with real estate and positivity.
Right. I know, but it would have been perfect because they clearly had like a bar there, but people were coming out like in small groups and like in couples to clearly like get like some fresh air and then have a drink at the lobby bar that we were sitting at. So I was like literally like gritting my teeth and like holding onto the chair, so typing like, I can't believe we didn't think to do this earlier. And also
regular Owen Wilson.
Oh man, and the other one,
and the other Wilson,
Luke. No, the guy that's like, hey.
Oh, Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn.
Oh, wow. Your Vince Vaughn impression is spot on, to be honest.
It's Vince Vaughn doing Fonz.
It's Vince Vaughn. It's just a guy like just talking coked out. Just like, what do you want to do? Well, I want to do it. Well, maybe I won't do it. Well, maybe I will. Well, whatever. That's my Vince Vaughn.
I love it. But I did have a very funny like small moment that happened driving back yesterday from the hotel.
Lay it on me. Also, I just realized we were recording this on video and I picked my nose.
Drink every time I've been just touching my nose ring because lately I've been accidentally
crusty,
bumping
baby.
it. Well, lately I've been because I got the screw in one finally.
Thank you.
And it's scary though because sometimes I bump it the wrong way and it like comes halfway out and I'm like, oh my god, it's stuck in between my nose.
And it just looks like you metal popped a zit.
Right, but then lately if I bump it too hard, it starts bleeding, so it looks like nuts. So I constantly have to like check to make sure it's like I didn't hit it that hard. But I was driving back because we drove separately. And I was like kind of hungover from the night before, and so like got like a Diet Coke and some like popcorn and stuff just because it's like an hour plus ride home. And I'm just like hanging out listening to the new Katy Perry song on repeat because that's
it's so good.
I love it. It's how I listen to music.
I really like it. Chip is a huge Katy Perry fan.
Really?
Oh, I found out the first month we were dating. All of a sudden I walk in and he's just singing every word to Peacock. Katy Perry's Peacock. It's a B-side.
Wow. When is she playing
Teenage
out here?
Dream. And I was like, he goes, it's my favorite song. I was like, okay, Jesus. And then I asked, sorry, we'll get back to this.
No.
Then I asked him last week, I go, who would your hall pass, like if you had to choose, who would your hall pass be, Katy Perry or Rihanna?
Oh, that's a tough decision.
Grace, he acted like it was Solomon. Like he acted like I was like, do you kill your firstborn or your second? Like he was really like he was going back and forth. He was like, does Katy Perry have black hair or short hair? Because you know I don't like short hair Katy Perry. And then he goes, well, do you think Katy Perry's funny? Because I know Rihanna. Like he just kept going. I was like, babe, I've asked you like questions about like real shit, and you are stewing on this.
Yeah, this is so you're really considering this. Okay.
Yeah, I think he went with Rihanna. But anyway, I love the new Katy Perry song too.
I love it. So I'm listening to that, like shoving popcorn into my face, just like
white cheddar, smart pop.
Skinny pop butter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I know. Talk about fucking impression of someone you don't want to hang out with. Is a girl that knows too much about skinny pop popcorn. And I'm driving and I'm just like trying, the haze of the hangover is like lingering and I'm just trying to wait for it to lift. And like I see this guy driving this like old like what's it called when you redo a car? What is it called?
Yeah, it could be refurbished or like
it's like, yeah, he fixed up an old like Buick or Cadillac or something.
Love it.
But it's a guy that's probably our age and he's driving it with all the windows down and his shirt off completely.
Because that shit don't have any AC.
Right. And
I was in my Bronco yesterday and I was like, I was so scared for my spray tan.
Right.
Because I was dropping it off at a car wash and I had to wait in line.
But this guy, you get the impression that it wasn't.
He wanted to be seen.
Yeah. And I think he had a friend in the passenger seat.
Shirt off or unbuttoned all the way?
Fully off.
Okay.
Fully shirtless.
Good chest?
he looked like a Instagram model, and he's driving his car, and he's got like Ray-Bans on, and I just remember being in my haze being like, that guy looks ridiculous right now. He wants people to look at him, and he looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then I caught my own reflection in my mirror, and it's just me shoving popcorn into my mouth, looking at this guy that if he looked over, it'd just be a girl going, ew, and then just like a meme shoving popcorn into my face.
I mean, he's canceled, but you're the Michael Jackson meme of like smiling while eating popcorn.
And it looked like I was cheering. Like in that moment, if he looked over, it looked like he was giving me the show I wanted that I got popcorn to.
You scream, I'm a fan of popcorn.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was such a funny moment that in my mind, I'm like, look at this fucking idiot. And like, then look at me looking at this fucking idiot.
I'm wearing my own merch while hungover while eating popcorn.
Yeah, well, shoving it into my face to the point that I might choke in my car while I'm driving.
What a way to go.
That's always been my thought. I feel like I don't eat popcorn correctly, and every time I do, somehow a kernel gets stuck, and there's like a quick wave of this is how we die.
We're both scared of choking alone. Yeah. I only take vitamins in public. They're just too big. It could lodge. But I love just the idea that would be the saddest way to go if someone's like, Grace passed away today on the 405, and you'd be like, oh my God, was it a pileup? No, she choked on popcorn.
Yeah,
while singing Katy Perry.
While singing Katy Perry and like kind of furrowing her brow at a guy that was just driving a car without air conditioning.
Oh my God, I love it. I did a fun thing. This past week. I went to a Prince themed puppet show.
I saw this on your story.
Yes.
It looked like a fever dream.
It was an absolute fever dream. It was actually, okay, you know that I'm a big fan of the Bob Baker Marionette Theater, non-spawn.
Yes.
So I guess two people from that, one of the guys who I've always thought was like funny, they have their own comedy show called Puppets Are Our Only Friends. And they do it monthly, and it's like a different theme. And coming from a comedy background, you watch it and you go, oh, this is always... this is clearly like up to the last minute they're figuring it out. Like the guy in the booth didn't know any of the cues. Like it was a fucking shit show, but it was the best.
Yeah.
And it was all dedicated. It was Prince's birthday a couple days later, so they did Purple Rain.
Oh, wow.
So it was like all kind of Purple Rain theme stuff. Two things. Okay. I sit in and this woman comes in dressed as kind of like a little like monkey puppet almost, like a little weird puppet. And she has this hula hoop with purple fabric out of it, and she just sets it up. I'm on like the edge because I sit on the edge, so if it's like if this is actual a nightmare, I'm gonna leave and not have to crawl over people.
Right.
She sets it up and goes and sit in the audience, so I'm like, oh, she's got a part in the show.
Interactive.
So I forgot there's this part in Purple Rain where Prince is being a big dick, and he's holding this like puppet. It's like a purple cone with like a popsicle stick, and she pops up the puppet, and it's like a little monkey puppet, right? It's just this one weird fucking moment in the movie where like he has a puppet. Okay. So that's what they tie into this whole show of like Prince's likes puppets, etc. There's a Prince marionette. There's like all kinds of crazy shit. And this whole time I'm waiting for this girl to do it. And then the show ends. And they're like, thank you so much for coming out, blah, 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 blah. And then I see her just kind of wave to the host, and he goes, you dressed up. And then she just like comes out, puts on the outfit, and stands on stage during curtain call. But like she wasn't in the show. What? She just fully dressed like the puppet from Purple Rain. And the whole time I was side-eyeing her, waiting for her cue.
Oh my God.
It destroyed my heart.
Wait, so she put the hula hoop on stage?
No, she like leaned it beside me. And so I was like ready, because in my head I'm like, I'm an accidental stage manager.
Yeah.
Like when she gets up, I'm gonna like throw it to her so she doesn't have to crawl over here. She wasn't in the show. She just fully dressed up like a crazy huge costume.
Wow.
But when I was watching it, it made me think, because when I was growing up, I never saw Purple Rain. I didn't see it till college.
Yeah.
When we threw a Purple Rain party. But my friend growing up, Candace, she always wanted to watch it. And I never did. And I realized in retrospect, there's lots of sex.
I've never seen it.
There's like domestic abuse. There's like all this crazy shit. She also would always want to watch this movie called The Last American Virgin. And I was just thinking, did you ever have like that friend who like had the naughty movies?
That had them or wanted to watch them?
Or like just was like watching stuff that you thought that you were like, are we allowed? Like, her mom worked third shift, so we would watch shit.
Oh,
and it would be
I had the friend that,
I don't know if we should be doing this.
I had the friend that introduced me to scramble porn.
Oh, scramble porn for sure. Mine was Joanna Sizemore.
It was, mine was.
She had a pool.
Yeah. Lauren used to Venice, had a trampoline.
And Skinamax.
Yeah. No, it was the Playboy channel. And it was just
oh my God.
You couldn't tell anything was going on. It was.
Did they even like do it on the Playboy channel, or was it just naked girls posing?
Like, I couldn't tell. That's how scrambled it was.
I mean, kids these days don't understand that the first time I watched like porn on TV, it looked like, you know, those hologram glasses you put on?
Yeah.
Like, you can't make it out. Like, it was like a magic eye.
It looked like a transition in a YouTube vlog. It's like, and it switches. That was real TV that we tried to watch for hours.
Like, yes, like groups of girls sitting in a basement.
Like, a boob? I saw a boob. I think I saw a boob.
Is anyone else horny? Do you guys know what horny feels like yet? We would also drink like some terrible beer cut with apple juice. And watch our scramble porn.
That doesn't sound too bad.
You know what? Let's make a Patreon video. We'll watch scramble porn while drinking some beer juice.
It'll be great. Patreon, the platform, will love it.
Anyway, I just started thinking about all those movies that it's like, yeah, I would totally watch Grease. Little did I know there's a whole abortion bee storyline.
Yeah, I guess I haven't thought back on that kind of stuff as much.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, that's why watching the Aladdin movie in 3D was like, this is what the original plot was? I guess I fully missed it.
But there's not any horny stuff.
Well, her uncle wants to marry her.
Jafar's her uncle?
That's what I thought, unless I have that wrong. I don't know. Maybe I was distracted by Will Smith's giant pectorals the whole time.
I think Jafar's just like a rich asshole, like friend of the family.
Yeah, maybe he's like
I'm Googling it. Is Jafar Jasmine's uncle?
I thought he was like the king's like right-hand dude or something. I could be completely wrong.
It says Jafar is the main antagonist. He's the main antagonist.
Okay. Got it. Because I couldn't imagine. I mean, also, like, I was watching it in 3D. It was a late night, so.
I love that. You know when you Google something and it says, people also ask.
Oh, yeah. What do people also ask?
Who does Aladdin fall in love with? Get the fuck out of here.
Wow.
You should know that.
Wow. Get mad.
Anyway, I'm pissed. I'm just like, why are you Googling that? Watch the movie. So the puppet show was actually really great, and I had an amazing time. And of course, I'll be going back. But it just killed me.
I gotta go. I want to see it.
It just killed me because I don't know if because they only do it once,
right?
You know, and then they'll never do the Purple Rain again. That was just for that month.
Okay.
But it kind of just killed me because it was like, did they advertise it as like costumes welcome?
And then the one woman
she just really went for it.
Is the audience primarily adults or children or both?
Adults.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's an adult puppet show.
Got it. Yeah. Because I can't imagine being a kid coming to that puppet show and being like, huh?
Yeah. What? Who is Prince? Anyway, we have a very exciting announcement.
Oh, it's been in the works for a while and now we can finally talk about it. It's a tour.
We're going on tour, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
We are doing This Might Get Weird Live presents A Dumber Summer.
Ugh. I mean, how god dang appropriate.
Absolutely.
And by the time you listen to this podcast, there will be some pre-sale tickets available for all the cities that we were about to mention if you go onto the website and use the password podcast in all capital letters.
And if you don't like pre-sale because you're a fucking chump, all tickets will be available this Friday.
Yes. This Friday, June 14th. So let's tell them where we're going.
Absolutely.
Our very first live show for this tour is on July 25th, and it's in Phoenix at Stand Up Live Phoenix, which is very, very exciting. And the show is at 8 p.m., but I believe doors are at 7:30. I think for all of these shows, doors will be at 7:30 unless we say otherwise. So
yeah, that's going to be a hot show in Phoenix. Then on Friday, August 2nd, we are going to be in Seattle at the Showbox. Followed up, we will then scoot over to Portland for Saturday, August 3rd at the Alberta Rose Theatre.
Yes, and then the weekend of August 16th, Friday, August 16th, we're going to be in Denver at Gothic.
Ooh.
And then that Saturday, August 17th, we're going to be in Dallas at Southside.
You know, that weekend, the weekend of the double Ds.
Yeah.
Denver and Dallas, baby. And the following weekend, Friday, August 23rd, we're going to be in Detroit at the Majestic Theater. And the next night will be in Minneapolis, home of Prince, Saturday, August 24th at the Cedar Cultural Center.
Yeah.
So that is our slew for our summer tour. Hopefully there will be more, maybe a little fall action. But
I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited. And like I said, follow all of our social medias to know the ticket links for all of these separate theaters. And like we said, if you're going on Wednesday today when this comes out, June 12th, they're available for pre-sale using the password podcast, all caps. Yeah. And then other than that, everything is up for grabs June 14th, Friday.
Right. And we're going to be doing like a mix of podcasts, a mix of stand-up, just, general admission tickets. And then we also have VIP, which would be a meet and greet with us after the show, a signed tour poster, which are going to be super cute. Yeah. And also reserved seating, because if you get there late, you might have to stand up, but not if you're a VIP.
Hey, and you might hear that kind of accent in the show. Who knows?
We're working on some characters.
We're workshopping some stuff.
Cannot wait.
So yeah, go get your tickets now. And don't forget to go follow us over on Patreon, because patrons get special, things like first access to these kind of tickets. Also, we, I believe, have passed the goal of patrons we wanted.
We had a patron goal of 1,500. And once we hit that, Grace and I were going to do a fully choreographed dance video. I'm leaving for Hawaii in a few hours. But while I'm there, I might start choreographing so that when I get back, we can start teaching you immediately.
Do we need a song?
We do, but I think we should surprise them.
Okay. I'm also just like, I'm already sweating. It makes me very nervous.
Well, it's also very hot in here, so let's end this podcast.
Okay, it got weird.
Bye.